everybody. Welcome to REVAMP, Revelations of an Autism Mom Professional. I'm Tabitha, your 24-hour online personal parent support professional, and I am here for you. Now today I'm going to share with you the coolest, most creative, and educational activity that's going to rev up your child's fine motor skills. And guess what? You can eat it! Oh my gosh! You ready to find out what it is? Let's go! Today I have this really awesome activity that you are totally going to enjoy doing with your child. Now, before we get started, if you would like to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button and hit the post notification bell so that you will know when I drop a brand new video on YouTube. Don't forget, do that now, and then we'll keep it moving. Now, today is going to be so much fun. This is just the most fun activity that I had doing with my children. Now, do you remember back in the day, there was a game called Perfection. And Perfection was like it wasn't a game board, but it was like it looked like this. This is not Perfection, but it kind of looked like this, okay? And it had all these different shapes, all the different shapes, and it has little pegs with little handles to them. And you turn the timer, and what you have to do is you have to put all the pegs in there as fast as you can in like 60 seconds, okay? So this one is called Scramble, but the one back in the day was called Perfection. Now, my kids got a hold to all the pieces, and I don't even know where all the pieces are. I can't find one piece, actually. But the cool part about this game is this is a game that really helps with fine motor skills. Now, fine motor skills are the skills that you use for your hands and, you know, like the pencil grasping and all those different things. So this particular game is a lot of fun, but for autistic kids, sometimes it can be a little bit unnerving because the timer makes this ticking noise that's really loud. And it's also a surprise in the end because at the end of your 60 seconds, when you're done, all the pieces will just like bounce off the board and it makes this loud sound. So it's not probably the best thing unless you know your child is good with that, or maybe if you don't use the timer, but it's actually good for fine motor because of the task involved. So the kids have to get the pieces inside of the correct shape, and that's fine motor. So this is a really cool game. This was a lot of fun back in the day. And they even have it so you can have like a competitor. So you have one person on this side, you have one person on this side, you have the timer. They both have their different colored pegs. And whoever gets them in the fastest, then that's the person who wins. So it's a really, really fun game. So that is an example of fine motor. Fine motor is using your hands. Okay, so today we're going to be working on fine motor skills. Now that seems like such a simple task, but for kids with autism, they have a lot of difficulty with maybe holding their pencil correctly or holding their spoon the proper way, things of that nature. So we're going to be working on that. Now that is correctable because, you know, occupational therapy, as long as you're consistent with it, that can be corrected. Now, the activity also is going to include some texture changes that we'll be getting engaged in as well, and a little bit of counting. So, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be making thread dogs. How cool is that? Did you hear that? I must be hearing things again. I don't know. So it's the weekend, guys, and I thought I heard a little doggy somewhere. There he is, so cute, just relaxing under the sun. Oh, how I cannot wait to do that again. But until then, let the weekend begin. So today we're going to be starting with preparation. Now, I've strategically placed the two ingredients we're going to be using in the kitchen so that my son can find them, and I will ask him to bring them to me. Now, remember in my previous video, this is part of the learning process to see if he can follow those 1- or 2-step instructions. Now, we're going to be using grass-fed hot dogs, beef, 100%, with no nitrates and no nitrites. I'm not a big fan of processed food, mainly because of preservatives. Now, preservatives are used and added to the food to prevent them from spoiling fast and to maintain their color. But the problem is some of the chemicals are so harsh they can be damaging to the body, destroying the good bacteria and the bad bacteria and making it difficult to digest food. So we're not going to do that. So why grass-fed beef? Well, first of all, there's less fat. Secondly, it has naturally omega-3 fatty acids, which makes it more heart healthy. And there's naturally vitamins and minerals, including vitamin E and D and B vitamins and zinc and carotenoids and other antioxidants. Now, it also includes conjugated linoleic acid, which is a fat that fights inflammation. And there's less arachidonic acid, which actually causes inflammation. So here we are. We have our grass-fed beef hot dogs all cut up in small pieces similar in size. So I actually let the kids cut them up on their own because they're a little bit older now, so they were safe. And they use a small plastic party knife. So this is actually a fine motor skills task. So repositioning the hands in the correct position to hold the party knife is actually helping to refine the fine motor skills. Now, counting, my children already knew how to count, but counting was actually part of the process as well because my daughter was like, oh, why does he get more spaghetti than I get? So they literally laid all the spaghetti out and they counted them out to make sure they had even amount of spaghetti. So we are using brown rice, and the instructions are simply for the kids to take about 4 or 5 pieces of spaghetti and thread it through the hot dog. So now, if you notice my daughter's fingers, she's using 2 fingers to hold the hot dog and 2 fingers to hold the piece of spaghetti so that she can thread it through the hot dog. So this is using the fine motor skills. Now, if you look at my son's hands, you'll see on the left, he's using his whole hand, or rather all of his fingers, to hold the piece of hot dog, and nearly all of his fingers to hold the piece of spaghetti to thread it through the hot dog. This is a fine motor skill, and this is something that occupational therapy can work on, and they can actually get a lot better, and this can be cured or fixed. So everything is all ready to get cooked. Now, we have our thread dogs. We have our hot dogs all threaded with nice firm spaghetti, and they're ready to get placed in the pot. So they're going to get placed in the pot to cook, and they're going to start off nice and firm, and then they're going to get softer at the bottom and softer until the whole thing is ready and nice and soft and ready to cook. This was really cool for the kids to see because I've made spaghetti in the past, but they've never actually seen the process of how it goes from firm to the actual eating state of a nice soft spaghetti. So now everything is all yummy looking. It's on the plate. And these are our thread dogs. You can see the little spaghetti pieces coming through the hot dog, and they look so yummy. So all it needs now is some spaghetti sauce. And we use marinara, plain organic brand, which has no additives or anything extra in it like that. No sugars and all that other garbage. Now notice my daughter's fingers when she's holding her fork. You can see that her thumb is actually kind of flat on the top of the fork and her index finger is just kind of pointed forward. Whereas my son is using a more elementary grasp where he's holding his full fist, including his index finger included, to ball up and hold his fork, as well as his thumb being kind of pointed outward, but not properly positioned in his hand. So that, again, is a fine motor issue. And again, occupational therapy would be the one that actually can work with these children and to get them back on track, or not even back on track, but get them on track in general to getting all of that taken care of and get that fixed. So overall, this was a really huge success. The kids had a great time with this activity. They learned a lot in the process as well. I gave them a lot of praise for all their hard work, and they even went back for seconds. So this was a really, really fun and great memory. Now guys, that was a lot of fun. The kids had fun. I had fun. We spent quality time together, bonding. We were talking and laughing and singing, and we just had so much fun. It was really a memorable moment. And to this day, both of my kids will always say, Mommy, do you remember that time when we made thread dogs? It was just fun. So guys, I can't express to you how important it is to create memories with your children, even if it doesn't seem like it's happening because maybe your child is nonverbal or maybe you don't think your child understands. You have to start in stages. I mean, once you start and make it a pattern, like a routine, like every Friday or every Saturday at a certain time, you do an activity with them, then they start to look forward to it because it's such a scheduled event that, you know, with autistic children in general, they are very schedule oriented. So they are aware, okay, something's wrong. We're not doing our event today. What's going on? So they will get so used to it and so trained with their thought process and looking forward to this event, that believe me, if you start now and just keep being consistent with it, I promise you, you will actually enjoy the time together, and your children will love the time together, and they will look forward to it, and they will miss it, and they'll notice when it doesn't happen. So just keep that in mind. So guys, this is the end of the video for today. So if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the post notification bell so that you will know when I drop a brand new video on YouTube. So until next time, guys, peace.